Hi, what I'd like to do on this little video clip is just give you a few more pointers with respect to APA. First of all, I've received about half a dozen of your company introduction papers. They're not due yet, but wow, are they interesting. Thanks so much for your effort. Just want to remind you that whenever you use information that didn't come straight from your head, it came from a source due to, through literature, reading, you have to cite and reference that. Please watch the video found in Schoology, but I also want to point out you shouldn't be using from the source. When you select insert citation and you select the source, you shouldn't be using from website all the time. Now I know I showed you that on the example, but what I'm seeing is a lot of people are using articles that actually come from an electronic periodical, and like Quora was one of them. You should use either document from websites so that we can really identify who the actual author or corporate author is, or from an electronic source. So I know we're all going to the web to find them. Some of you will be looking at some hard copies like books and magazines too, and physical journals, but just because they came from the internet doesn't mean that we should be using from website all the time. Sometimes you will, some of the companies you're using it's going to be very interesting to read these. Some of the companies I have, Under Armour, Disney, Tesla, Walmart, Apple, Costco, Harley, Coach. No one's ever done Coach before either. That's pretty cool. Ruger, just a lot of really interesting ones. And sometimes you are really just going to go to the PepsiCo website and find information. So that's appropriate, but just make sure you're identifying it as clearly as possible. Document from website or from an electronic source. Okay, so that's one thing. And then also, like the company introduction, minimum of 4 pages, but I'm not so much about the pages as about thorough content. I have read a few of them, and the history or the challenges is really weak, and there was a lot of copying and pasting of like highlights that came from the company's website. You really need to, this is a capstone project, so make this very thorough. And don't just look at, okay, I have 4 pages in, I'm done, because you might not have enough content. There are some areas a few students have set in that are kind of weak. So, anything worth doing is worth doing right. So make sure you're very thorough in that content. And I think that's all I have, other than the fact that I did send you, I sent an update out, I should say, on how to use NetTutor. NetTutor is a tool you have paid for through your tuition here. It allows you to upload a paper to have online tutors proofread it. I strongly recommend this. Not only will your grade be better, but you're also going to learn maybe what you're doing, that you could improve upon. A few examples, it's an APA formal paper, so you cannot use contractions. Like, instead of writing can't, you must write out cannot. Instead of they're, like they are going somewhere, you need to spell, the words they and are. So it's a little bit different animal than what you've been used to. What I've seen though so far is very interesting information, and I want to thank you very much for that. Have a great day.